It's been a grinding, choppy Eastern Conference Finals with key players in and out of the lineup for both teams. But after Miami took a 2-1 lead, the Celtics offense has adjusted to give them some much-needed punch, while the defense has held down the fort. Boston's actually missed a ton of wide-open threes. They're shooting just 29% on open or wide-open triples in the last two games, but their offensive process has generated better looks, which has been enough for them to pull away in the second half of the series. To understand Boston's adjustments, we first need to understand the Heat's aggressive help defensive tactics that led to an incredible 29 steals in their two victories. Miami likes to slide up into the driving gaps to help out on dribble penetration, but they also sit right in the passing lane too, making both the corner pass and this direct pass a bit dangerous. Compare that to a more vanilla approach to defensive positioning, where the corner defender is closer to his man, the wing defender is sagged off a bit, and the low man is on the edge of the paint. In the playoffs, the Heat will bring that low defender over to the middle of the lane, the corner defender is slid up high, and even this corner pass is tricky if you're small because the wing defender is standing in your line of sight. This scheme completely smothered Trae Young, especially the cat and mouse game off the corner shooter, where PJ Tucker is basically daring Trae to pass it over his head, while also sitting on the drive, and that leads to a deflection and a turnover, one of 31 committed by Young in just 5 games against Miami. Here's a play from Game 1 where Jason Tatum has it on the wing. Gabe Vincent creeps up off the corner, the opposite wing defender is all the way over at the nail, and that's just a straight jacket for Tatum. This was part of an explosive quarter that swung the game for Miami, and this kind of stationary attack is what the Heat want. Again, the help defenders are sitting in the gaps, so Tatum drives right into a wall, and they had 8 turnovers in this quarter because Miami could set its defense and go to work. None of Boston's offensive creators have a really tight handle in traffic, and a number of Miami defenders have quick, active hands, which makes helping on their drives that much more effective. So the Heat wanted to force Boston to drive into a crowd or make them counter with precise passing to punish this aggressive positioning. Only that's not Boston's offensive strength. With Brown on the ball, Tucker isn't as quick to cheat off Tatum in the corner, so Jalen can drive or try a bold skip pass to the other side, but he forces it to the roller and Jimmy Butler's too good for that. Here's Tatum in spread pick and roll, and Butler slid way over near the free throw line, and Tatum tries an early pass to punish this, but Jimmy was waiting on it the whole way because Jimmy's great in passing lanes.
Jimmy.
So by sliding into the driving gaps and sometimes playing the pass, it creates confusion for the ball handler. Bam stunts to the ball, but he's really playing the pass, so Brown's safe when he keeps it. But this time when he drives, Lowry's fully committed to digging at the rock, and it's yet another fumbled turnover. Earlier in the series, Tatum struggled with this setup where he shoots into aggressive help defense when the correct play is either a basic kick out or, in this case, a wide open skip pass to the other side. One way to counter defenders who cheat into driving lanes like this is by cutting. Max Strus is at the free throw line, and with Bam on the far block, Grant Williams can cut into space and find the crack in the defense. That's not always easy, especially since movement isn't Boston's offensive strength, but this works from the wing too. Tucker is slid over to the middle of the floor, which means Tatum's cut into open space collapses the defense and creates a wide open look. Another improvement for the Celtics is simply making that early pass when it's available. Adebayo takes a few steps off the corner, so Tatum flips it to Horford, and that's enough to attack Bam's little closeout, scramble the defense, and make an extra pass for a dunk. Here's another example from Game 4 with some side-to-side action so the defense can't get set. Butler slides down in case he needs to help, so Derek White instantly whips it back, and again that's enough to lose him, and then an even better extra pass leads to a wide open 3. Strus is still trying to figure out what happened. Here's one where Marcus Smart attacks the low defender by throwing the skip pass early. It's a bit high, so Bam can recover. And this time when the Celtics reset, it's Smart's movement that helps. His man is in the middle of the floor, so he creates a better angle on the pass by sliding to the corner, and that's a solid look at the end of the clock. By Game 5, Boston added another wrinkle, which was to clear the strong side corner out and play a two-man game with an empty side. Remember, with a teammate in the corner, Tatum sees a wall of Heat defenders on pick and roll, and that shrinks his windows and makes decisions more difficult. But on the empty corner pick and roll, even with multiple bodies in his driving lane, it's an easier read to change sides, and Brown ends up with a clean jumper. Here's another one where Rob Williams slides to the other block, and this two-man game gives Tatum more breathing room. He can spin because of that extra space, and then that's a much easier passing read for him, and another big three. This time Smart has it. Horford immediately heads over to the opposite corner, so Marcus and Brown can play a two-man game. Jalen attacks right into a ton of open space, and Boston added a little movement too, with Grant Williams jogging to the baseline and filling the corner as a kick-out option, and that's an easy pass without a swarming defender in the driving gap. Emptying the side even helps in isolation, with White cutting through the paint this time, and that allows Jason to comfortably spin and back down into a decent little attempt for him. Clearing the corner like this works in the middle of the floor too. With Brown isolating, Tatum can pull this defender out of Jalen's driving lane, and so now he can turn back and spin comfortably over a smaller defender for two. This alignment is super fun. A guard is slid down all the way under the basket waiting to cut, and that turns into an empty side two-man game where Tatum has a decent look first, and then the roller springs free for the putback. This is the exact same setup a few minutes later, with Brown heading under the basket. White and Horford play the two-man, but now they swing it back to the other side, and Jalen can come all the way around for a dagger in the corner. This wasn't the most effective display of offense we've ever seen, but Tatum's grown a little more comfortable making early reads throughout this series, and the Celtics' improved offensive process has generated better looks against this swarming, aggressive defense. Even with some cold shooting, Boston's offensive rating in the series is 114, and with Al Horford on the floor in his 4 games, it's an impressive 120, a drastic improvement over Atlanta's offense against the Heat with Trae Young and Philadelphia's with James Harden. And so, despite some bumpy moments, those tactical adjustments on offense from Coach Ime Udoka have helped Boston steadily solve the Heat, and they have the Celtics just 1 game away from the NBA Finals. There's a video for Patreon subscribers on Rob Williams' importance in this series. That's on patreon.com/thinkingbasketball, where you can access additional content, a daily stats leaderboard, a Discord community, and more. That's also the best way to just directly support this channel and all things Thinking Basketball. Thanks for all your support throughout the year, and wherever you're watching this one from, I hope you're having a great day.